Good evening, everyone. It is my pleasure and honor to nominate my dear colleague, Karen Taylor. Every day there is an outrageous story about Karen misbehaving. It's just a matter of degree. Perhaps it all started in kindergarten. Using a wooden mallet, she hit a male classmate on the head after he was stealing her toy. Karen was kicked out of kindergarten 5 times. It was later that she was diagnosed with a profound hearing loss. Karen was well on her way to misbehaving and making history. Or should I say her story? At the age of 3, her mother died, leaving her dad to raise both her and her older brother, both of whom are profoundly deaf. She was a latchkey kid, learned self-leadership at a very young age, and became passionate about teaching deaf children after being accepted as the first deaf person in UBC's Teacher of the Deaf training program. That was 38 years ago. After flunking out in her first year at university in physical education, she quit and traveled Europe for a year and a half. Now, traveling Europe alone is one thing. Traveling Europe alone as a woman is another thing. Yet, traveling Europe alone as a deaf woman is something completely outrageous and outrageous. And that was almost 40 years ago, well before the popular trend set in. Outrageously brave, if you ask me. Karen is a trailblazer if there ever was one. And speaking of traveling, she'll have to tell you her own story about the ferry, and, well, dare I include the mistaken occurrence of her being listed on the no-fly, high-profile list because her name happened to match another of the same identity. In Karen's daily life, she indeed exhibits heart, soul, and misbehaving. Her sense of humor alone keeps everyone laughing, especially with her subtle innuendos. She is fun to be with, always smiling and thinking of ways for others to feel 10 feet tall. She focuses on people's strength, looking for ways to actualize their potential and coach them into making their dreams come true. It's as if she's kind of like a recruiter or a scout, looking for people's dreams. And then what she does is she drops a plan of actualizing their potential into their hearts and offers real ways for action. She has accomplished extraordinary things, indeed. Deafness and Learning is a 6-part video series that she produced way back in 1994. It has received national awards and international recognition, as well as being distributed in 47 different countries. She's established what is to believe to be the first private school for the deaf in Canada. And while these 2 achievements alone are quite outstanding, I do think that Karen takes greater pride in the fact that she built her own 2-story log cabin, all 800 square feet of it, including hand-building the septic tank. Her cabin on 133 acres soon became a hot spot for summer camps for deaf people, young deaf people in BC and Alberta, which she planned and led. Karen is a powerhouse of ideas well ahead of her time. She is passionate about people, and she fervently believes in teamwork. She has positively impacted endless number of women. She lives from her heart, possesses a joie de vivre and feistiness, and is indeed positively outrageous. She has been a keynote speaker, and an inspirational one at that. Given her enormous sense of responsibility in her current career, she still manages to live with a sense of lightness and yet fun, getting extraordinary things accomplished. It is with my pleasure and honor that I nominate Karen Taylor for the Misbehaving Women of the Year Award. Thank you. This is deaf clapping. This is deaf clapping. There you go. Thank you. Namaste.
Wow. Karen. We'd love to hear more from you, a very outrageous woman and winner of the Misbehaving Woman of the Year Award. So please.
You know, that's the first time I encouraged my deaf student to clap that way, and I taught them, you know, that
the deaf clap. The superintendent of schools stood up on this big stage at the university, and there was thousands of people there. And he looked down at me because I was encouraging all the students to go yak, yak, clap like this. It was that graduation ceremony. And he looked at me and he says, "What are you doing, screwing in light bulbs?" So he's never forgotten, and I don't think he does this anymore. He's always doing this. But anyway, of course, I myself am honored. But I always look at awards as something that mirrors something in all of us. Awards are about recognizing that part of the human psyche that each and every individual, male or female, represents here today. And it makes me think of Emily Dickinson's quote, "I dwell in possibility." And each one of us have had opportunities to journey through laughter, love, passion, and perhaps some of us have been more fortunate to be brought to this stage, and we have been told what our accomplishments are. But please don't underestimate the accomplishments of each and every one of you to the goodness and to the betterment of our society. And it doesn't matter whether we're deaf, or we have CP, or we grew the wrong way. It doesn't matter. The thing is, each one of us, in our little minute moment in life, contributes something. We are like little pebbles in the sand, in the ocean. We all make it beautiful, and we all illuminate the goodness, I think, in human beings. And I don't say that to be like a cliche, because, it's sort of like, I don't know if I can quote Rilke's famous poem, but it goes something like this. I live my life in growing orbits, and I circle around the world. I circle around God and the ancient tower, and I have been circling for 1,000 years. And I still do not know if I am a falcon, a storm, or a great song. And I think that illuminates what life is all about. All of us have our struggles, but we all leave an imprint in the sand of life. So I thank you. I thank you for having this wonderful moment where I've had a chance to meet each and every nominee. And I thank Leonarda for her most beautiful letter that she wrote. This is a person who's only known me. I'm looking for you over here. There you are. Normally, Leonarda stands and interprets for me when I'm talking, and I'm going, "Oh, wait." She's using signing, and she's interpreting what I'm saying. Like, you aren't laughing, so you don't get it. But anyway, it's a deaf thing. But I do wish to thank Leonarda most gracefully, because she's only known me a year, and these little bits of information she's gathered, I swear to God, my desk is bugged or something, but I do thank you so much for your absolutely loving description of the misbehaving part of me, because all of us misbehave. And before I forget, I want to acknowledge Karen Marie Furlan, who has given up her personal time here tonight to help facilitate my understanding of this wonderful evening. So thank you, Karen Marie, for your beautiful interpretation of tonight's event. And thank you, Zoe, for creating this possibility for all of us, for misbehaving men and women. Okay? So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for all you do.
You're welcome.